Hi everyone, I'm Danielle Blankton. I'm going to be your instructor in this class. This is just a quick little overview video to show you how to access everything in British literature since 1785. When you are seeing this tomorrow, there will be a news announcement here with the link to the video that I am creating right now in this moment. The main things I want you to look at just to know where they are is I'm going to show you in content, the syllabus, the official course calendar, and your online reading links, and then any material as I'm still importing it, that will be in each of these three main modules there. These are the three main units of this course. So let me get the syllabus out of the way real quick. You are familiar with these sorts of demands and syllabi. They are fairly similar across courses at every university. There's always a course description. You pretty much know what you're in for. In the text section, I did provide you with a link to the ETSU bookstores version of this text and also a link to it on Amazon where you can probably find a cheaper version. The course requirements are laid out here. The big thing you're probably wondering about how the grading is going to work, what sorts of assignments you're going to have. These are your four major assignments. You have a research paper in the end of the semester. You have three exams, and one of those is the final exam. You have something, we'll talk more about this in another video, something called visual responses. Those are roughly every other week, every 2 weeks. I tried to leave a gap in between when you have other major things going on. Like I try not to give you one when I can right after, say, an exam. Anyways, there are paper proposals as well. That's just a sort of one-page proposal assignment. That's more serious than a visual response, but not as major as a research paper. There's also a video on that. The grading scale is listed here. The main thing we have to have a syllabus for in the first place is plagiarism. I'm gonna say don't do it, and somebody does it every semester. Especially the new issue of AI generated writing. People think they're slick, and it doesn't show up in Turnitin all the time as plagiarized, but Turnitin also now has an AI scanning application in it, so it does catch it that way. Um, Honestly, the two times I've caught it in the past 2 years, I'm assuming it was AI generated because it had plagiarized from other websites and just changed a few words around. It didn't come up as plagiarism in the Dropbox, but I could tell that the writing looked different than the rest of the students' voice, their usual writing voice, and other assignments. So it has a certain tone to it that people who grade a lot of papers, like English professors, notice. So I just really recommend not doing that. That could really screw up your scholarship if you get caught and you get an F in the class. Um, it it can change your GPA, and that can affect other things besides scholarship. Maybe it has to do with where you stay on campus. It also it stays in your record, so it's just not a good idea to do. It stays in your transcripts. So another thing I mention in plagiarism is don't share your assignments with other people. I I would not do it even if it's someone you think is your friend, because I have had cases where someone asked their good friend who was also in the class, "Hey, could I look at your assignment to see how you did that?" And then they totally stole that entire assignment and submitted it as theirs. Their friend didn't know, then their friend submitted theirs and it came up as, 100% plagiarized in the Dropbox. And then, of course, when we got to the bottom of the issue, when they had screenshots, text messages of the situation, we find out the other person is actually responsible for plagiarism, not the first person. Pretty sure those people aren't friends anymore. But I've seen so many crazy, dirty things done. Just protect your work. That's not your job to help somebody with their assignment. That's my job. They need to come to me. Also, there are numerous samples, sample papers, assignments, and so forth in this course provided already. So they don't need to be asking you to see your assignment. Late work policy. So at one point, this is a hard rule. Everybody gets a get out of jail free card once is my opinion of it all. But after that, and especially once it becomes a pattern, then you're going to start losing points. That's going to end up hurting your overall grade. I can help you out. I can negotiate with you if there is something more serious going on. If you can provide documentation for me, I'm sorry to be like that, but people have lied about the craziest things to me or my friends who teach. I mean, to the extent of they had a parent who died in a plane crash, and then it turned out not to be real and they confessed it all. So that's why there are so many crazy rules on here. It's kind of like when you buy a plastic bucket somewhere, like at a grocery store or whatever, like a cleaning bucket, and it has a picture of like not to stick your head in it because you might suffocate, and you're like, who would do that? That's why this stuff is in the syllabus. And then there are just a couple of resources here in the end of the syllabus. I'm coming back up to click on the content tab. We are now going to visit your official course calendar of anything that is here in D2L. This is always like the touchstone. Everything you ever need to know about this course when something is due, it is here. It is here. So your course is broken in to 3 units. You saw these same names, the Romantic period, the Victorian age, and the modern age. It's broken up chronologically. You saw those same 3 names when I was in the general content tab. Now, one thing, please pay attention here. I have a note for you. I know that many times students might still be waiting on their text to come in the mail during the first week or so of classes. I do what I can to help you out depending on what the course is. This is one of those courses where I can, in fact, help you because these things are out of copyright, so they're easy to find online. So the page numbers are all listed here for what you need if you are looking in the Norton Anthology text, like the textbook that's listed in the syllabus. But I also have, let me come back to this real quick. And your online reading links are going to be less than a handful more. I stay pretty strictly in the book, except when I just, matter of opinion. I think that they could use a different reading by a certain author that they have in the book, but they don't have that particular reading to better explore and better explain that particular time period, that literature movement, whatever it might be. These 4 things are the same 4 readings that are assigned in week 1. They're in the course calendar. So in each link, let me go to this one as an example. It's a little different. 3 of them are different from one of them. I copied and pasted like exactly the same excerpt, like the way they have fragmented it. to match what would be in the textbook. This way, it's not as confusing for you. I give you the link up here of where I got this PDF. So if you want to see the whole thing or you need to cite it as a source later in something, you can. But this quick little blurb matches exactly what I assigned and from the small excerpt that they have in the Norton Anthology. And these are so short. These excerpts are so short because I'm just trying to give you a quick sort of flash, some pictures of what is happening, like why this is the Romantic period, what makes it the Romantic period. Here's the one that's different. This is a link, it's a scan of a PDF as opposed to this one, and this one that you could see that it was just words, right? It's just the text when I click on that one. This on the slave trade, it's a scan of the PDF. It has instructions like start at paragraph beginning with this on page 5, right? So you know exactly where to go, and then you just read till the end. So you don't have to read all 7 pages unless you want to, meaning anything from here. This is, okay, page 5 of the PDF. We're starting with this paragraph. So you would read on. So anything after that is fair game on an exam. I will not ask you things on an exam that are outside of these readings, outside of the excerpts. Okay, we're going to go back to the course calendar. That's where I need to finish explaining a few things for you. Okay, so every week, this is your weekly assignment, the readings that are listed. So the visual responses, all of those are in blue. There are 5 of those, and like I tried to promise, I tried to keep them a little broken up, so you have time to think about what you want to do in them. That is, I believe I said this a moment ago, it's what's called a low stakes assignment, meaning it's like serious, but it's like relaxed seriousness. There is a video covering what those assignments are and how to do them. You will deposit them in their respective Dropbox by going to evaluation and Dropbox, and they are labeled as so visual response 1 and 2 and 3 and so on. The other thing I want to point out is every time we get to the end of a unit, you have an exam that you take in assessments. There's more on that in another video, and the paper proposal. Paper proposals are a separate video as well. So just keep in mind that's what you're doing time-wise. So you'll have about 4 to 5 weeks in each unit. Now, Unit 3 is only slightly different in that we cover something called literary criticism in the end of it to help you better write about the material in the research paper. So everything is color coded so you can help yourself identify when something is coming up. Now, currently, as I am recording this, I think I already said I'm still importing material. So by tomorrow, after I get done teaching my in-person classes in the morning, then you will have a video, and I'm trying to keep my videos not too long-winded, just covering in a nutshell this content from week 1, and so on. So then you'll have one from week 2. You already have some material like PowerPoints and such for some of these other things outside of week 1. And otherwise, that is everything you need to know the basics of for getting started in this class. Just remember, in the content tab, that's basically where everything is that you will need. Any information in the syllabus, especially maybe regarding grading or something of that nature, The course calendar, like I said, that's your touchstone of the class. That tells you when things are due, what you're doing every week, and your online reading links. There will be more of those. When you have a reading in the romantic period, you will come here for any material. After you're watching this tomorrow, there will be more things here. And then when we get to the Victorian age unit, you'll have your PowerPoints and such there. That's where your exam questions come from in each respective unit. And that should pretty much sum up the basics. If you have any questions, you probably know how to email me in course tools and class list and click on instructor. My email address is also listed here in the course syllabus. So if you have any apprehensions or questions, just feel free to reach out. Thanks.